So, well, hi there. This is my first rant, and I make this rant because I'm really disappointed how things evolved. Okay, let's start a story about me. When I was a child, I got a passion for electronics, and stuff like this supported me getting more and more interested in electronics. And I got this book here. I've also gotten this book when I was a child, but this is a new book. The book that I had when I was a child does no more exist since I read it so much. Oh, I looked in there and I read here and there. It got destroyed. It literally fell apart. When I was a child, I was having my school friends, and we were going outside, mountain biking, sleeping on a mountain with a tent, doing this stuff. So kind of normal stuff, but at the same time I was already, when I was a child, really much into electronics. So I was sitting in my room and building electronics. Of course not this electronics, this is today's electronics, but it's a symbol for electronics. I was building much more primitive circuits. And when I was a child, I also discovered wireless headphones. I really love these things. And I made my range tests with them. So this is a transmitter that is legal in Germany. It does transmit on 40.68 megahertz. And with the receiver, they say it does have a range of 30 meters, but if I increase the length of the receiver antenna, I can get a range of 500 meters, which is equal to 1,500 feet. The legal way. However, of course, also video games in my childhood were very important. This is a good game for children, as you can see. Okay, then I said, hey, I want to become a person who does work with electronics. And I want to design these transmitters, and I want to design these receivers. And what isn't shown here, I also want to design high voltage electric fence chargers or something like that. And so I, after my school, meanwhile I was still in school, I have written letters to various companies if they can make me an apprenticeship. And I've gotten an apprenticeship in a really huge company, but the problem is it was the wrong job. It wasn't with designing transmitters, designing receivers. I have also written some letters to companies that do actually design transmitters and receivers, but they said, hey Stefan, we are really interested in you as a person. We see that you have a passion for that. We see that you do really like this stuff, but your school marks aren't too good to get this job done. Your school marks are too bad. There are three schools, the novice school, if you want to call it like that, then the middle school and the high school. It's not really high school, I don't know the actual word for it, but it's difficulty 1, 2 or 3. 3 is the highest, 1 is the lowest, and I was on school number 2, the middle difficulty. And I was not having the best marks, especially in math and chemistry, but I was kind of good in physics. Okay, well, they were talking about electricity and physics, and I had a little bit of an advantage in there. However, then my apprenticeship came, and I was thinking, what am I doing here? The other thing is that I was a nerd at the time when I was a child, and not a child at the age of 17 or so, and they were really saying bad things about me. They didn't do anything, they didn't hurt me or something like that. I mean, they didn't beat me or so, but they were saying bad things about me. They were laughing about me because I was a nerd, because I was a normal, and they were doing it so intense that I got depressive. I came home somewhere, and I said, okay, it's done. I literally threw away all that stuff. I put that circuit board into a bag or whatever and throw it to the scrapyard. I threw all away. I threw this away. This threw away. This threw away. This all threw away. And said, okay, electronics is no more cool because the others say electronics is no more cool, and I want to do something else. And what did I do? I think they meant I should go on parties, meet girls, be interested in cars, be interested in football, what I'm not. I would be basically interested in girls, but they aren't in me. But I'm still not interested in cars or football. And so I said, my room was empty, I was having no more electronics in my room. I would say, okay, let's start a new career. And what did I do? You remember this book from my childhood? I read this. I changed the books a little bit. I changed them to this. Yeah, somehow I saw Aliens and Predator, and these movies were awesome for me, and from one moment to another I was totally fascinated by this universe, and I was a great fan of that. I still have I can't say countless because you can never say countless, but I would say I still have countless comics, books, figures, DVD and stuff from Aliens vs Predator. And at the same time I started playing video games, intensively starting playing video games. And in this game I called myself Steve the Pro, which is kind of pathetic, but I called myself like that, and I trained and I trained and I trained, and it helped. I won on the servers, and people were calling me a cheater because I won and I won, but I didn't ever cheat, I just trained really much. I still play this game, and today I can say, you can look that in the stats. If you want to look in the stats, you can contact me and I will give you my player ID. You can look in the stats, and I have over thousands of matches in this game, over 500 hours of playtime. Then my apprenticeship ended. My father helped me, and we were writing to another company who does create transmitters. And I was going in there, and he said you have to fix circuit boards from satellites or something like that. He didn't really know what it is, but he helped me to get in there. And I was getting in there, and what was I seeing? Oh my god, they were developing transmitters for Astra, which is for Astra ACS, which is the satellite company, and they were developing DVB-S transmitters, modulators, and that was so complex. The guy was asking me some electronic questions, and I answered them, and he said, yeah, you're having many potential. But I said, I can't learn this stuff, it's too complicated, I can't understand. And he said, no, I can train it to you, And I said, I'm sorry, I can't learn it, it's too complex. I realized for myself, that may sound a little bit pathetic, but it is, I realized for myself that I'm too stupid, especially with my marks, to learn the stuff. Putting together a transistor, or putting together this transmitter here. Nothing special for me. But if you see the background, that I can neither calculate this amplifier, neither calculate this, nor calculate this oscillator. I can't calculate it. I don't know how to calculate it. And even if I have the formula, I can't calculate it because it's too complex. But I've worked over 10 years. Over 10 years I've looked schematics and worked and experimented, and now I simply know how to put together a transmitter. I have so much practical experience, but practical experience will help you put together a medium wave transmitter like this one, but it won't help you put together a huge circuitry of a DVB-S modulator. So after my apprenticeship, the company where I'm still working for offered me to take me over. I don't know what... They said, okay, you can stay, we offer you a job. But what was the job? Now I'm still doing this job. My job is take a metal component out of a box, take a few metal components actually, put them into a machine, push button. Wait, machine works, gate opens again, take the next components, put them into machine, push button. That's what I'm doing for a job. I'm not electronics or electrician. I lay in parts in the machine, push button, machine works, lay in part in machine, push button, machine works. That's my job. Okay, I must say that the company intensively tried to give me another job as electrician, internally electrician, who should fix the machines. If they are broken, they are sometimes broken and you have to fix them. It's not really bad, it's not really hard to fix them, but I denied it. It's really complicated, and I don't want to get further in detail, but the company would have offered me a job as electrician. If you electronics guy who fixes the machines that produce the parts, but I denied it, and they were saying, they were forcing me to do this for a few weeks, and they said, hey, look at this guy, he knows it's so good. I was really good, I was fixing the machines, and they were seeing how good I can do it, and they were saying even more, oh come on, please do that, you're so good, we know how you work. I work really much. I love the company for what it is, because it's so social and so good to the workers. It's a dream to work there. You get so much money. You're having so many social offers that you can do. It's a dream to work for the company, but the job is... well, I wanted to become a guy who does develop this kind of stuff, and not a person who's in a hall and pushes and lays in parts and pushes button and stuff like that. But I want to say the firm offered me to become an electrician who fixes the machines, and I denied it for some reasons I don't want to explain. Okay, next things in part 2.